is 54,700,000 plus. There's now well over 100 completely uncensored videos for YouTube members. This includes a private chat room, which means zero bots and trolls and zero advertisement interruptions. Joe is manning the ones and twos. You can follow the show and everything that's going on at K100 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And we've also got JJ Claxton and Chris Mason handling our biz on TikTok. Yeah, don't stop.
I want to sex you up.
And that's at the K100 podcast. Check it out. And that's been the intro to our show. Now on with the rest of the show. Boom.
Hey, this is Carlito. And you know what's cool? Keep it at 100. Hosted by my main man, K. Conan. And his special co-host, Disco Inferno. Wait, what? Disco? Changed my mind, man. That's not cool.
Holiday magic is in the air, and DSW's got all the shoes to make your season extra merry. Believe, you've got parties to attend and lists to check twice, so DSW is taking care of the details.
Wait, unlimited free?
My dad.
Good.
With his crime.
That was a deserved. What did he get suspended for, by the way?
Actually, he got suspended, I think, for taking a shot at you and I.
What did your dad get suspended for?
It was for taking a shot at you.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He called us knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Did he call us knuckleheads?
Yeah.
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 That isn't getting suspended just for being his dad.
Hey, yo.
Good.
Well, I just think it's funny that we're suspending Joe. We're suspending his dad for disparaging Joe's good name. Which actually we shouldn't suspend him for that. Would you agree with that, Conan?
We should, because Joe doesn't really have a
Joe
good
buried
name
his
except in
kid.
his head.
Should merit suspension, but he buried me too. So this is suspension.
Right.
There's a bunch of other bums on the suspension.
Yeah, Vince.
Let's just start here.
Can you hear me, Disco? Or am I behind or something?
Yeah, we can hear you. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
NYC/Connecticut. We were kind of debating on what could have been Vince McMahon or Vince Russo. Ryan Keft, Bill Neal, Ramon Sanchez, and Vince McMahon. These were all for being...
We were debating if it was Vince McMahon. What are the chances that he's listening to this show, Joe?
Well, no.
We were debating it, though. It still was a debate.
That's a dumb debate.
Right?
Yeah.
Joe was on record. I was the one that brought it up. Okay, and it was debate.
That's a dumb debate.
We concluded it wasn't him.
Or Vince Russo was the...
Yeah, I doubt he listens to the show either.
No, he does listen to clips that pop up because his viewers...
Maybe clips, but he doesn't listen to the show.
Okay, you got to understand, Conan. So Vince does that show castrating the marks in the dirt sheets, right?
Right.
Okay, so people are constantly sending him clips of everything.
Right.
So people will send him clips of us burying him sometimes.
Right.
And he'll respond, and he gets content so that we can respond. It's actually a good way to generate content.
What does he say when I say that I think he's crazy because the booking is good?
I can't give you a quote. I don't know. But because he puts a lot of his shit behind the paywall, and I don't listen to all that. You know. All right, let's start with the Patreon mailbag. First one's from Shane Heron. Good day, gentlemen. Captain Canada from Pentangashine. Oh, this is Captain Canada. He's on Twitter. First, my compliments to Disco Pentangashine. I guess that's in Canada because it sounds like an Indian reservation up there, like something. I would guess Eskimos or some shit. First, my compliments to Disco for being spot on about the Canada-U.S. border. So I'm interested in doing a music roundtable. What groups or artists would you guys like to talk about so I could deep dive the bands or artists to prepare? Thank you, guys. Keep it on. That's with Shane Heron. Shane Heron is willing to do some research here, Conan. If you want to do a music show.
Let me say this. You already said the groups we're going to talk about, and if you're not a fan of that group, don't do a deep dive and come in because you're going to get destroyed. It's got to be a group you know about and you like. That's number one. Number two, what was the other question?
The second one was what groups or artists to prepare, and that was the question. But he talked about compliments to me about our discussion about the Canada-U.S. border.
All right. So being the inquisitive person that I am, I did look that up. And Glenn, you were absolutely right. I didn't know this, but last year, more immigrants were caught than in the last 17 years combined.
100%.
And one guy was a Pakistani that was working with ISIS that was trying to get into the United States, and they busted him with charts and all sorts of shit, right? Guns, everything, because he was coming in here to do damage. And I don't understand. You can come into Mexico. Why the largest illegal immigrants were Mexicans, Guatemalans, El Salvadorians, and Indians?
Dude,
There's a lot.
hotels have set up shop.
The piece was taken from Sagma Storage 4 years ago. Thought we'd
Get
lost
into
it for
it.
good
Into
till I
Mexico.
received a tip about a
They're
black
not
market
doing that in the north
auction.
of Florida, but the north
Our
of
primary
Florida is kind
person
of
of
like
interest
scarier
is the buyer
because
Ray
we're not
Trotman,
focusing
mogul,
on it.
philanthropist, and
Canada's got
now,
these low
according to his
immigration
bleeder,
policies where they're letting in
art
just tons of people, but
connoisseur.
people are getting pissed
It's a
too.
valuable
So
piece.
how did they get
I
into
say
Ma-
we
how did
find
they
it
get
and
into
pay it
Canada in the
forward.
first
Our
place?
target,
Like workers
his
and
penthouse.
students and then
Tactical break-in.
started-
We'll need a chopper we can burn, EMPs to shatter security, and scans of his retinas to bypass facial rec. Nothing I know you can't do.
The same problem. How hard it is to get into Canada?
Yeah, to get into Canada is crazy from the United States. Bro, here's the thing: if you've been caught drinking and driving.
Got the coordinates? You know how many times Trotman boasted about his security system on Bleeder in the last year? 241. I did the math. Because of his posts, we know we need to disable the system before you get in there. Luckily, we have a lead.
Pavel reporting for Dudira. Very great to be here. I know where we can find EMP charges with enough spark to blow the whole building's power. Check your coordinates.
Jerry Jones in downtown. The Golden State Cowboys from 1991 to the 90s, and the Rebels got worse than that.
I would have said Jerry Jones because he Parsons,
I will say that.
Ezekiel Elliott.
That is a great example. Because Jerry Jones is not one of the religious decision-making anybody.
Well, that is true.
So that actually is very good.
Okay, there is a consignment of EMP charges packed up and ready for shipping.
Yeah.
Only one problem. They don't have
I will say
airbags
this,
with
for
guns.
years, and I don't
Did you know
think
your
you're going to
confirmed
dispute
casualties
a lot
count
of
was
the
so
rest
high
things.
it broke the formatting on the FIB
I think this
files?
year, one team for
Given
sure
those
takes
numbers,
the
I think you
Raiders.
know what to do.
Because, bro, they did a good quarterback in the draft. And listen to this. Aiden O'Connor just got hurt. And then they added Gardner Minshew, right? They have the same completion percentage, the same touchdown to interception ratio, and the same stats. I mean, you got the same fucking thing. And then you lost Josh Jacobs.
Well, you got to understand that they were targeting Michael Penix. They thought they were going to get him for sure, and for some reason, the bounce system like that, nobody expected that, and they ruined their whole draft, which is a very interesting narrative going into this week's game.
Well, the reason that they got him is because you need a backup quarterback from the starting quarterback.
Hey, what was it?
Once you have the charges, bring them to Jody and shake off any followers. And like my cousin Sasha says, it is better to grudge or so ill than to let evil bite your tongue.
Going into the really trouble. Now it's going to be maybe the bigger guy. Damn it!
Well, just let me just say one thing. Would you believe that Kansas City reached the football being declared close, changing the trajectory of the game of another team that I think is not well defeated the Giants. Because, yeah, they have the worst set in the NFL. Okay? The other thing is, Daniel Jones, and they let you go on the road. That's gotta be one of the dumbest moves.
Yeah. Next to Randy Mack is Sacramento. Oh, okay, DIY just with a tackle on the SmackDown got me. As if it's two guys put a pen on each other, if they work hard to play with each other, they bring them in. I did it to bring boys together too. Did you guys think of any guys there with that? You didn't put it so much. Machine gun?
No, DIY.
The DIY.
Daniel Jones.
I mean, if they know each other at the back of each other's hands, yeah, I don't know what to think of it.
I think this is what they are doing.
I thought that's a very clever part they do.
That's good because I think like Daniel can do everybody. But still, that doesn't make it any more exciting. You see, they were easy to work with them. You look at them, they worked out the Ray, and they've been pushing them for like 2 or 3 years. None of them have really got altered. They thought that he could know the machine guns way too quick. But maybe this will be interesting, but so far, they've been what do you call this cricket team? It's a little into the weeks, right?
Alright, so this one's interesting, Joe. Joe, I want to bring before I do this, very quickly, continue to pull the Mark Henry quote about working with AEW. Okay? So let's go on Twitter, Mark Henry AEW. Search that. So this one, we're going to get that technical resistance. Who's to blame for all the negativity that AEW gets? The Tony Khan, the talent, the sickos, Meltzer, is it all of them? Will they ever rise from this horrible slumber? Is there no hope? Thanks, your friend of the end, Eddie Gonzalez. P.S. Durbin can kick rocks. You hear that, Durbin? Kick rocks. Conan, would you agree that Durbin can kick rocks?
No, poor guy. He just lost money on the
So do you want us to suspend Eddie Gonzalez for telling Durbin he can kick rocks?
Sure.
Alright, let's suspend it for a week. I'm not going to nullify your suspension, because I don't think you should be suspended for that.
Then why did you ask me to do it if you're going to nullify
I
it?
asked if you wanted to do it. You said yes.
Yeah, okay, then why did you ask me in the first place?
I want to ask if you should rescind it.
Good job, team.
All right.
I like
Joe, do you think I think the Mark Henry tweet sums it up. Do you have it, Joe? Joe, you muted Joe, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. No, I can't find the video under Mark Henry AEW, but here's the text of what he said. This is completely wrong.
Ground approach to the penthouse is too risky, too much visibility. Air approach is the best option. Get to LSI, plenty of choppers there, they can requisition you with me your first time. The FIB received so many unauthorized access reports from airfields, they logged you as an employee to cut down on paperwork.
Greater good of the match of the show. There's a reason that NFL puts Bill Belichick and Bill Belichick, the reason John Williams has those roles. But down at the greatest football legion, down at the greatest football legion, you keep going. Is that it? That the open No, there should be some more here. Here we go, right? The thing is pretty much to get more attention to the actual play, but with this dynamic backstage, Mark Henry wants to know suggesting perhaps too many people operating in a echo chamber with minimal collaboration. Compared to the type of self-congratulatory, self-validating environment as a subculture, which is exactly what AEW does. They consistently and constantly, like, seriously, what is Dave Meltzer's only, him and Tony Khan's only purpose in this whole AEW endeavor is to get a good rating for the week and post the dump you want on social media. I talk about like the new celebration, like literally like things like
Bad timing. They're prepping for a VIP arrival. Expect increased security.
Yeah. When you run that thing, that was a point that was very interesting.
Come on, keep on going.
You fail, or you're going to hear. When you hear to the people that will come to the room, you're doing like all this religious media. And it's the fact that they heard.
It's like the Democrats, like, you know, when you meet with them, and they still can't believe things on, and they're still like in denial. You're never gonna win again.
AEW literally right now, okay? From the time they start, which everybody knows, that when they started, they made war against the WWE title. Okay, NXT, there was even people
she's beating them.
Like, dude, yo, we got a problem, man. Like, you should not go there. And even for that sort of trend of the life, is there a problem? You're still falling. Look at these numbers 3 weeks in a row, and like, you know, if you do like 580, 540, like, and next week you do 620, there's no reason to tweet out. It's a 620, like, you're the WWE. It's like this part of the trend here.
Yeah, it's like San Diego saying, yeah, we just want to still fucking do it. But again, the thing, the guys out there who's responsible, the sick roles, Meltzer, Tony Khan, I don't know who, will probably bonus the equipment charge. Because all he does is he gets out himself.
But I found a recent report about the building having a faulty bypass system in the rafters. Should short out the system if you hit it.
Right? And here's something very interesting that I see in this. You'll put up that quote again. So it says here, this guy even suggests that people such as Former, WWE and current AEW stuff, wanted to fuck with them. And even Martin stuff like Billy Ray. I would agree with. What has Jennifer Ackerman done?
I think Eric's WWE issues 90% votes to reportedly, but her company votes to say when they have been 100%. So it's like, probably knows what his relationship with them is going to take over, which is fine.
Doesn't mean she's what looks like. The takeover created, what she's done with the women is not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like only 2 years I was about.
What you say?
I'm working with her, going to do what I work. I think I have work. I didn't work closely with her when I was in WWE for the background. I can't tell you, and we're not with nobody else doing it too much. I think that's how you can do it. And I feel Jennifer really likes her, and stuff at work, like the manufacturers, and it's been storytelling. But she's a very sweet person. She's got one, she's got one, you do it like this way.
Alright, well, let me tell you, so you like I will tell you this. Okay, I had a source. And when she was hired, my source told me she could be worse. And literally, a lot of issues with HR and then her treatment of other girls on the roster. That could go with it. Okay, so that's the night. And my sources are usually fair. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. That's just sort of, this is interesting. This is true. I just want to put the Cody giving the soft church onto the head. The story behind it. She has to go eat up here with the Cody giving the
Yeah, I would tell somebody that they need to be there. And I was still in the era where you didn't know about the flesh. If you're going to bring it, well, that's Hogan that's trying to take care of me or who knows.
Right. I'll answer the question. Hulk Hogan, for anybody that knows, without one of his folks, who together worked on him forever, he worked very lucky. Also, he didn't know how to chair shot. That was a baby face for years and years and years. Now all of a sudden he's like a heel because he's got to hit people with chairs. I mean,
usually you hit people in the back of the chair, which, you know, if you remember Hogan much.
Right, so Hogan,
he took care of you.
He took care of you.
Right.
Yeah.
I would contact them to keep the chopper secure until we need it. Former waterboarding expert. Good, keep it quiet. Fly it to the drop-off when you have it.
They're going to hurt you. Right, so that's like, I made a lot of money with it. Next one, more detail from that the movie Hey, set up on the film, which is kind of like a very antagonistic, like, very, already like shut up. The legal my you sound like an asshole, you know? Hey guys, we can hear you doing better, Tony, and hopefully you're doing well. My question, what are your favorite types of tamales? What is your go-to Thanks guys, and Merry Christmas. Question.
Honest chicharrones, carnitas, my favorite, condiment topping, salsa verde, salsa roja, but there is nothing, those are Mexican. There's nothing that can compare with the Puerto Rican communities. They're bigger, they have more shit in them, and they absolutely delicious.
And let me just put people out there that don't speak English, that don't speak Spanish. Salsa verde, salsa roja, verde is green salsa, and red is rosa is red salsa. Well, even the kitties in Memphis, Tennessee. Hey, fellas, glad you do love for me. Considering how the police kind of put Ricochet back and letting skill shot do it anymore, which is in the team. Because well, they never held it back as like a skill shot.
They did. They did.
Oh, well, they totally But I would say it's pretty rough.
Maybe they wanted to work a safety stop, but
They did work well.
yeah.
I would think so. So, yeah, he can just go with two things for stick on. Do you believe that when you let Pentagon Jr. be let loose a bit more than Ricochet was? Do you think they'll flip his wings and vindicate from injury and seem to do us some talent? Speaking of Ricochet, you can see the video of Ricochet stating that there will be no AEW without him also. You can see the dick himself off the stage his forward. There's a minute clip of him saying that here from the theater. When I look at this,
Yes.
play just
I'm not saying that I'm the Soul Reaper. I'm just like, they're the Soul Reaper. If it wasn't Ricochet, it wouldn't have. Okay, and I get it. I'm not saying I'm the Soul Reaper and everything, but I'm not saying I feel like what I've done, with Oscar, with AR Fox, with Dragon Gate, with PWG, with everything, overseas, New Japan, everything I feel like I have done in my past career helped set up a world where AEW can exist. And I don't think it's me, it's me, it's Linda, it's Omega, it's Oscar, it's everybody, I'm just saying it. But I heard it, it's me, right, me, you know what I'm saying? But usually I think, just all of those guys are passionate without that, there will be no AEW. So I think I am a good fit. I like the guys that are.
Can I tell you this? Personally, it looks like $1 million. Right. Which you should always do. Rich and WWE got money present. There's a lot of guys in AEW still haven't figured it out. Right. I completely agree with you. Okay? However, I think he faced the same issue that Will Huston did when he came in. Is that dude, you're not, like, everybody in AEW, a lot of them, you showed up, and now showed up. Everybody's been doing your shit before you guys got there. It's like, guys, you're here. It's like, your shit isn't really exactly that special anymore in this environment because everybody's competing with you, that you guys are kind of innovators as well. Would you agree that with him, or would you look at that?
That's a good point. Also, I would say, I think he blames himself because AEW was AEW for 4 years before he got there. Using to the best of his capability and getting back to the original question about Pentagon. First of all, Pentagon does not work like Ricochet.
Okay, let's do
Phoenix
this.
does. So Pentagon's a whole different style.
Yeah, that'll hurt. Guaranteed
effective moves, but he's not going to be somebody
Smart.
that they're going to really have to
Deal.
wings because he's more of a, he's got a lot of charisma.
We should
he
probably
doesn't
get out of here soon,
He
too.
doesn't get over like Phoenix does.
Texas and Matthew made, but there's so many times preference. This is an interesting question. Is there a chance of Tony pushing smaller guys, much like Vince pushing larger wrestlers? Because Vince saw himself as such, and Tony is smaller, so is Dave. Matthew Mason, same way with Florida. That's an interesting take. That maybe like Vince McMahon liked bigger guys because he was like a bigger guy, lifted weight, had muscles, and maybe Vince like maybe the big guys like him vicariously living with no hair. And he really himself the same way here, which is good. I would disagree with this take.
Here's my theory. I think Vince understood that bigger guys were like giant, muscular guys stood out, right? Everybody looks like, right? A lot of AEW wrestlers look like the fans. And I think that Tony hated the fact that, supposition, when all the steroid era guys were being pushed over all the smaller, better skill guys, and he said, if I ever take over, I'm going to push. I'm going to give a big push to the smaller guys. But bro, when you're burying guys like Brian Cage and guys like that, right, Leonard Scherzer, right, you can push both.
I mean, but like literally, it's still a thing that if one of these big guys wrestles a smaller guy, I don't give the big guy any chance whatsoever. It's like, it happens like so often. It's like 90%
of the time, yeah.
It's a weird, it's like, bro, like, if you're creating a universe that does not make any sense in the professional wrestling world before suspending disbelief, it's like this universe doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, and I think that's one of the many issues that we have, you know?
Where did it first hear? You it's like collecting cards, and the idea of spending $2,000 and saying the home rookie card. Think of an indie cards. No matter what your hobby, put some serious money into it. And thanks to Scrap Pack from ArenaClub.com, now it's possible to spend...
Why is this shit unavailable, damn it?
Arena Club is your football and platform.
We got some more work to do.
So recently that just came out from an interview here. The summary here says CM Punk's time at AEW has been a source of controversy with Brian Manager putting out the training sent to several AEW executives on September 12th. Emmett outlined a timeline of events where he was recruited by Punk and was then given the runaround and was notified the company when he referred Punk for misconduct. He brought his concerns about potential issues between himself and Punk AEW's top lawyer, Becca Mega, and later had a last-minute confrontation with Punk. Despite the company advertising his concerns, Nemeth was not supposed for the next 2 months was later fired by AEW. Last match was in November 2023 with June 20 Punk in responsible for the Punk. He also mentions the jeopardy of nice pitches during the 10 minutes of the great Sanjay Dutt as evidence. Number one, the reason he had to fire CM Punk is that he got into a locker room fight. Yeah, and when you say you just you put the board in they have to fire.
Never the prison for him. Only putting the blame on that. Yeah. Okay, so my question is here, alright, what's the harassment abuse specifically?
Well, that he didn't let him come on the show for 2 months.
Yeah, but this, okay, we're reading this, right? So,
isn't that it? What do you think?
Emmett outlined a timeline of events where he was mistreated by Punk. Right. He was then given the runaround where I would like to know that Joe, look this up. Because Michael put out, I think 35 like so he sent it to the dirt sheets, right? Try to look up and find out specifically what the mistreatment was.
Yeah, I'm going to do that now, but also something that didn't pick up the camera, so that's how he did it. Ryan said he was also encouraged to maybe take shots at Punk to the phone and stuff like that. So while they weren't respecting or understanding the issues between the two, they were kind of encouraging as well. I'm going to find the name, but he says AEW is definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
This kid sounds like a mark, right? Because if he's trying to say they expected him to cut a wrestling promo on a wrestling show.
Damn, how come this shit?
How on earth does that have anything to do with like mistreatment and stuff? Because I don't get that. The kid's only cut a wrestling promo together. What did he think going out there and cutting a promo on Punk?
Yeah, but we're going to go back to my original counter, which is he didn't let him in the dressing room. He didn't let him work like for 2 months. Now it's an open secret. Okay.
Wake up, stupid.
From the sources where they would tell me that Punk had his favorites. They couldn't go on the Saturday show. They could go on the Saturday show. He had people who didn't like. They couldn't go on the show. And basically Tony let him do what he wanted and took advantage of it. Now when he went back to WWE, there's a history of being difficult to work with. I've read many times from his own mouth. I had to go in there and shake this guy's hand. We had heat before. I had to go in there and fix shit up because we had heat before. So it's very easy to believe that, Punk was a problem.
Yeah, but if you use the word harassment, and
I wasn't definitely what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying. I know exactly what's wrong. I'll tell you something. Could you imagine the HR department, like, if they got up with the big WCW in the 90s? Like, how many times is this going to stop right now? The sign of the HR department asking to do with their employees, right? Yeah. Go back to this now. They're looking for each other here. That's what that is. So, we're going to go crazy. post the sponsor not so much as projecting or avoid pitching to his return. They didn't like it's creative.
Runs the ES State.
When I tweeted, like, two grown men, similar to the old school way when they have issues in the locker, do the PHR. It's one of the, I don't know, it's a different time. I don't know. One person from this.
Well, let me just say this.
You don't have like three temps,
Okay, let me ask you a question, Disco, real quick. So let's say that Punk takes over the Saturday show, which is Collision, right?
Which he did.
Right. And you happen to be friends with the Young Bucks, right? And he doesn't let you backstage, he doesn't let you work there. Would you not be hot?
I'd be hot, but that's not that's Tony Khan's decision for allowing Punk to make those decisions.
Right.
I sent you coordinates.
He's going
Got
to
them?
well, just fine, but
He's letting you know, I don't want you to
I thought we'd be
dislike
able to source a
it.
surveillance drone
They
from a
said
contact of
this
mine, but
damage
she
could
told
go
me
in,
she's
but
more
you'd like to
interested
have
in doing work with billionaires than against them. I made the counterpoint that she's a spineless IAA pencil pusher, but my point was not well received. I sent you her group's location because her drone is still the best option, whether we have her permission or not. This might be better for us. If it doesn't go well, her group gets the blame. Used to call that the informant's paycheck in the FIB.
Because you're friends with the boss, or maybe we were arguing over some girl. The issue is,
sports zone. So when Punk made his collision return, he became out stage and shit on the side, another guy, blah blah. So Ryan vaguely, I mean, he couldn't say the boss, but that who else was he talking about?
he alluded to the fact that
Yeah, he said, your favorite wrestler is Sasha Banks. So now it's got on Twitter, from the Bucks, literally was Sasha man alive. So look at that afterwards.
Okay, so when I do story straight, okay? So took shots at the Bucks, right? And Ryan Nemeth felt like he threw the first shot back, like throwing a shot at Punk, taking a shot.
Right. He might have been friends with the Young Bucks and he said, you know what, fuck this guy. He took the first shot. You're right.
Okay, go ahead.
So then, this is a fight for the board. This is now heard, this is an older one. So we've now heard stories from many sides of the legal situation. As highlighted on August 15th, Ryan Nemeth was brought into North Carolina before he came into the Congress from home. Learned more about the work that makes the former was familiar. Punk approached Nemeth in the two at Chicago Dynamite that Punk was asked to be at. Punk spoke to him and asked him to make good on his living in California last week. The two weeks out of the last week, and we were following the rest of the country and Nemeth said he was working to get heat. Punk believed that the tweet was Nemeth trying to still friends with his friends, and to knock it off because tensions were high. They were trying to move on. He said that he didn't want Nemeth to invest his record after handling it on the way. He because the Punk claimed that Nemeth apologized to Punk, and he said that he was concerned about the Punk didn't want Nemeth on stage, and even catering, much less wrestling the show. It wasn't clarified ultimately which tweet or which should have been beat. The person looked at the like the wrestling expenditure. The reason for damage is because HBO people kind of going around. This is what sales and the development of the business as well as okay. But that's the early stages of it.
Let me be very clear. Okay? This sounds to me like the numbers that there was that tweeted exactly like a he tweeted the shit from
Could have said that sooner. Said shit's unavailable. Stupid fucks it. Bitches.
I think he was on the turn. I think Joe said that she that means it's squash. Still is
Okay, so in his complaint, this was what he was going to describe. In his complaint, Nemeth said that he was drunken after the taken of the North Park Closet. And he was reported for voting and found out Portland County and the fact that he did. He then claimed he told the AW legal in the car there was no appropriate responses to the response to the Harry. He was then asked to get a also.
Curved.
Nemeth said he wanted to talk about the credit concern he did make a qualify review. Dennis Singer says the contract would not be allowed to expire. The leader will tell AEW one more time to return to WWE that week. Dennis said he believes 2020 AEW better respond to the contract itself will not expire until this next March. The stated typically more rules with the AEW legal representative of the settlement interest for roughly 3 years of its salary paying from the NBA. What? Yeah.
What a great place to work.
Yeah, like seriously. Talk shit about one of the wrestlers on Twitter. And they get it. Gets fired for their sentence thing. I mean, dude, like, I'm sorry, this does not make Ryan Nemeth sound very good. If he's running to, they're telling him to arrest this problem, he's running to HR about it. And here's the rest at the end here. Who's the still going? Nick Nemeth would never do that. I would suggest. No. Would you agree with that, Conan?
Yeah.
That's how I got so, it turns out, when he had this offer for the NBA hangout, Nemeth claims that the legal retrospect told me to place an antagonistic position to Mega if things that are actually in arbitration. However, Nemeth said he had to respect the relationship and threatened to sue him for submitting his time on the event.
So, when you got a big hole, I'm sending you. Should open line of sight to our target. I was gonna use a dummy tower to get his location, but then I checked his bleeder, and he's just posting his every move. Master parsing IMSI capture data if people are just gonna say where they are all the time.
I can't be I did not possibly battle working habits like in creative like conditions.
Massive black
Going on, Project? GTA time, that's what it is. After this, I'm gonna try to recruit some more people in these things.
Well, I just try to talk to them the best way I can if they understand. If they don't,
My team left me. Bitch, stay the fuck out my way.
why would I trust you anymore to do anything?
Yeah. Y'all need to move.
Punk is another punk because everybody shaking hands, kissing baby, fixing shit that he had before with other guys. Good. So
we could transition to because Curtis Axel is also figuring with himself starting to the first Axel came on about years ago.
Looks like there's a big concentration of signals on his location. Must be some sort of event. Party, maybe? I've been to one of those. Find our target and move in for the scan.
Okay, so this is the old working Conan wasn't a fan. This is 10 years ago.
I just said he needed a career transfer. Right? Which he did.
That was a very insulting. Okay, good. Well, he's got no charisma.
He's definitely not Mr. Perfect.
Well, he definitely is dead.
In WWE anymore. Does that tell you anything?
You can't let the mustard.
If you can understand everything he said, it's coming to solve for me. If you said I was not entertaining you, you even know what he said. You just knew that I was not entertaining or saying whatever he did.
Somebody asked me what to think about Curtis Axel, and I said he lacks charisma, he should get a charisma transfer. That's what said about
him. Curtis said, I tweeted him back saying, did you blow yourself up writing a tweet? Because I know you blew yourself up wrestling bad, never been shit. So me and him got into it for a second, but that was years ago. But he's a piece of shit. I don't care.
Do you think I care about him? Do you think that he wants you a piece of shit though? I think that's a pointed. I won't be able to sleep tonight with him.
You know what you should do? Where does Curtis Axel work right now?
Where?
Oh, I was going to stay wherever he works. You should contact the HR department. Not just go to talk to them. I heard that.
Go to a mental health professional.
It's funny. You want to hear the second comment or the first? Sure. So he followed it up with Brown instead of the current president because he thinks that's
Joker, leave me the fuck alone.
he never worked good
I
match.
have
He's never
security's
seen him on a
communication
heavyweight
tapped,
match.
and they've
He
spotted
talks
someone.
shit to me, so I tell him
If that
something
person
with
is
my
you,
next
you should
fight
get
on my
that
hand
scan
with
quick
Chris
and
Craven.
clear out
What's
before
that?
security arrive.
Well, if he's still bringing this up 10 years later, when the guy that used
Wait, you told me that my leader was fired up. The guy asked him about it.
I'll get over it.
Monty and the Farrell.
Monty and the Farrell, of course nobody knows him. The guy doing podcasts with people that don't even know who they are. Well, he's creating content, entertaining content. You know what's funny when I said at the Hard Rock Hotel, which is the Virgin Hotel, years ago, WWE was done. It was the night that Randy Orton and Christian eventually had to basically retire. Match. And then it went to the show.
Merriweather, for all your private security needs.
But it's always messed up, right? And I said, thinking around with but it's because the Curtis Axel was there. And that everything was fine. Before they always reported him as the Gillis brother.
Target confirmed.
Little shit in.
Joe, making the door close. I've never seen it before. It would have been fun.
But I will say that I think what Curtis Axel said had a lot of
Oh, fucking stupid.
Well, I do, and I'd like to invite him on the podcast. Just you think I'm Curtis Axel, you're running?
We'll get Bruce and did the first thing, so bring him in.
Okay, let's go with the second topic here, Joe. Was it Eric Bischoff on the
We talked about our, for example, we didn't talk about Tony's. You want to hear the whole thing? I'm pretty short. It's pretty short. I just did
He wasn't to the clip yesterday, wasn't he?
Okay, so we don't have to hear all the Eric, but we haven't heard it. Okay, so just so people look at it.
Oh, Alicia.
There was no hope for them. Nothing's going to turn the company around. There's no light bulb that comes up and you just like, oh, this is actually getting...
No, I oppose it.
No idea what they're doing.
Congratulations. The operation was a success. Please use Merriweather for all...
Okay, yeah, I get you.
So Tony's response, he was asked why he and Bischoff...
Get that guy back to taking me out.
I have no idea. I don't really care what he says. He was doing really well. He had a great thing going with WWE. Something to be really proud of. We're not only for years to come to be doing shows on CBS. We're going to set the record for the longest run of pro wrestling ever on TNT. Pretty amazing because for a company only 5 years old, we just come up. We set the world record for wrestling ticket sales, and we're just going into this new movie right still. It's historic and hasn't kicked off yet. On January 1st, we're still on CBS, but we're going to be live streaming on Max, which is the top streaming platform. And I think it's the best streaming platform. We're going to be every Wednesday night, every Saturday night on NBC TNT. Really important for us because cable is massive, massive. TNT and CBS are staying for the cable. Eric himself knows very well, but it's really important for the future that.
Oh, this is stupid.
So it's going to slide we're going to be on TNT's longest pro wrestling program in the prime time.
They always give what little superlatives we can, whatever few W's they can state, they'll state them all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, brothers, they're a very weird thing. There's a lot of issues with the creative, a lot of issues with the tendency, and the funny thing about it, too, is, David, they're bragging about the right to it. Okay, and I think, collectively, the money that they get is 25% of what WWE gives for their rights. And it's if you look at that, it's you really think that's a huge win? 4 years ago, you were almost making these guys the rating. And here you are 4 years, if you actually were, David's actually talking about how they could get back to the main profits. You know what I'm saying? If they could the profits, they're just not getting what they thought they would with the packets and
Really? We got a problem?
What they had, it's like they think there's a huge win.
What's your freaking problem?
View the show.
What's your problem?
Nobody shows
What are you
up
doing,
to the show,
fucker?
nobody watches the show.
People are making
This is stupid.
This is getting, they might be 30 with under 5 pounds. Because like this Continental Classic, nobody gives two shits about. Like last year, nobody cared about it. When it was finished, like Tony was talking about how it's one of the best things they've ever done. Like people were so proud of it. Like dude, like, really? And now they're going back to the well again, and literally there's medium viewers. Like nobody cares about that. You know, that's crazy.
It's almost like Tony, like Vince was. See, the audience of what except Vince was a genius.
Right.
Perfect shoes for you and yours. The DSW store in the latest DSW.com.
Kroger has annual Boost membership just $1. You can choose from daily bucket enjoy unlimited free delivery.
I was wearing a red shirt.
It's an easier way to save, including
Boost is going to be joining hundreds of thousands of subscribers to Dr. Kroger. The only thing worse than losing your hair is waiting forever for it to grow back. That's why you need him. When you start seeing your hair grow back in as little as 3 to 6 months, it provides access to a range of hair loss treatments that work, all from the comfort of your couch. This makes treating hair loss simple. With doctor trusted treatment options and clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil, and they can help regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. Involved with personalized chewable, oral, spray, and serum treatment options, you can find what works best for you. The process is simple, 100% online. Just answer a few questions, and a medical provider will determine if treatment is right for you. Vince has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers. If you feel you're losing a party in love with your hair loss, get him, get your confidence back. You can start your free online visit today at hims.com/K100. That's hims.com/K100. That's HIMS.com/K100.
But I was just popping in.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. At least you showed up. ACW Storm tomorrow.
I'm glad to see you. I heard you were thinking about this, but you didn't put through the winter, so you're still doing the show. I'm happy to see you.
I'll be there and so will my mom.
3 weeks and
That's cool.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it.
Are you, so I saw you, like Tony Schiavone and somebody else, maybe staying with you. I'm not sure, like it was big. What is the next big show?
So they did the official on sale in Dallas, right in front of the hospital with the Rangers play. I say Dallas, they're really excited. And I've got the big show on Saturday, September 12th, and AEW is partner with Starcast and make that a destination. So if we might do a roast, there's certainly going to be panels, we're going to do a lot of meet and greets, we're going to do some meet and greets.
Okay, this is stupid. Come on!
So we'll see. That weekend in Ironman, we're all going to be in Arlington, and Starcast is back working with AEW. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I went to the first one, it was great, but something that really, because, I got no doubt about it. I got a lot of friends in AEW, a lot of friends in WWE, I had YouTube, and I just call it like I see it, I don't hate, I just stay. But I thought because to me, the product has been kind of cold and the ratings have been going down, I thought, yeah, they're probably not going to have good ticket sales, but according to Dave Meltzer, and I'm reading this, whatever he wrote, it's AEW cleared the 1 million mark in ticket sales. The number's already the 3rd highest skating company history behind the first 2 in events at London's Wembley Stadium. That really surprised me. And Texas has always been a good place. Yeah.
Believe it or not, they did that with pre-sales before it was even on sale.
crazier, but I know that they sold a lot of I think all the VIP tickets, the really high ticket price tickets, like the fancy, the good stuff, that's all up. So, but it's a big stadium. I mean, it's still going to be a daunting task to fill up a big stadium. Like the optics,
Alright, receiving scan now.
hearing about
High definition Trotman is hard to look at.
Get
out of there before they realize that's the surveillance kind of drone, not just the annoying kind of drone.
I remember hearing how many people were there. I, as a fan, when I watched it on Facebook,
Got a better looking car,
what are you doing, fucker?
so I'm taking it.
And the optics look back. Now, that won't be the case for AEW because they'll spend more money than Chris did and make it look cool, but I don't want it to be something where there's a lot of fighting race. I mean, it's going to be a fight, 35,000 tickets for any wrestling. I don't know if they're going to be, over 20. I mean, I think they've up for it in Thursday today, but anything over 20 would be considered a success. But $1 million game in pre-sales, they're not going to lose money. And it's going to be a cool spectacle and a good show, I'm sure, but, the expectation is going to be that it's going to break that first year's all-in record, and that's just unrealistic.
I have seen a lot of disturbing images in my career, but I tell you, this scan is up there. And besides giving Pavel nightmares, it's going to give us what we need to spoof the facial wreck.
Yeah, but even when I used to go through it, even I went there.
I go to another one.
But I also went with this independent company, and the people are starved for wrestling. It's frenzy. They'll buy all sorts of merchandise. It's just a crazy time overseas. But hey, they've been doing good business in Texas the whole year.
Yeah, listen, I've got a few ideas, and if all of them get greenlit, StarCast will be a huge success for AEW as far as attracting people and getting some buzz online. Now, can I get all these ideas across the finish line? As you know, Conan, that's the really tricky part. So it's an idea, but can you pull that shit off?
Yes.
I'm going to do my best.
Will it be greenlit, and will you be able to execute it? So let me ask you this. I remember when you did the first one and the second one. I'm sure.
They're crazy.
Because it is a lot of work. I went there. I was like, Jesus Christ, how this guy moved all this? I'm sure you had
I make big money. Make money. Make the money.
I wanted to create something fun for wrestling fans, and
that is
for your own good. Fighting.
Yes. And I thought it would
You fight around.
In the space and make more connections and have more opportunities.
Don't get mad at him. Give it back to me.
I'm not saying I'm advocating that I'm going to run another show, but that was kind of the idea behind Ric Flair's last match. I want to promote our show and just see, what could this look like? And
You'll pay for this, man.
But, everybody just seems to have a great time, and if you're going to have a partner who's going to work with you and not against you. Because for years and years, we heard stories that WWE would go around and get polls on all the buildings near their venue to make sure that nobody else could run, and it was a WWE only thing. I don't think they do that as much anymore now, but
I think when Vince was there, that was more the case, right?
Yeah. But if AEW is going to roll out the red carpet and say, yeah, we'd love to have you and love to work with you, and let's come up with some things we can do together, okay, well, that makes it a whole heck of a lot easier if I have buy-in. But I don't want to try to push a rope. So if it's going to be easy and if you want it, I want it. But if you don't want it, I'll wait. I got 5 podcasts. I got a mortgage company. I got a wife and family.
Right.
Shit to do. But if everybody wants to do
Maybe
it,
I should have done it.
Right. Because you're still a fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if people want to chop it up with college football or wrestling or mortgages or whatever, where can they get a hold of you?
Hey, man, I'd love to help you save some money at SaveWithConrad.com. I know a lot of families are struggling this time of year to just pay for all their holiday expense. I don't know house payments until March. I can help you do that and get rid of all your credit card debt. So if you put Christmas on a credit card, don't make it a New Year's resolution to save money. I can hook you up right now at SaveWithConrad.com. And I'd love to talk to you about wrestling or football or whatever on social media. I'm at Hey It's Conrad on Twitter. Hey It's Conrad Thompson on Instagram. You can find all my shows on YouTube or at freeshows.com.
Bro, love you. Happy holidays. And many blessings to you and your family. Boom.
Conan, what up? Gentlemen across the nation, I have an urgent message for you. This episode is brought to you by Manscaped, the brand that took your balls to space is now launching them into the Ultrasphere, introducing the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Feature new cutting-edge design and next-generation dual skin-safe blade heads for different shades. It's pretty much a spaceship to take your boys downstairs to the next level. Join the 9 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with the brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra.
Bullshit.
Go to manscaped.com for 20% off, plus free shipping with code K100. High-tech, safe blade head. Avoid any accident. So that's 20% off.
Put it on people's subscription. And it's a great product. Stay clean. Stay clean.
I've met
He
Freddie
sees
a couple
cool
of
shit. Bro does.
Oh yeah, that's how my girlfriend got into the
You
Raiders.
get it,
I was a
boo.
huge
I remember
baseball fan,
people
so
say
he
we was
followed
in
Bo with
junior
the
high.
Royals, and
Right.
when he
The
was with the
ninth
Raiders,
grade.
it was like,
Back
what a
in
shit
2000
name,
Bro,
bro.
what a shame that he got hurt. What a
Oh, I
shame.
hate
What an
that.
athlete.
Was a silly name.
Hey man, so those couple years, he was a beast. He was a man.
Yeah, got it,
Oh
bro.
shit, how many years later, and we're still talking about it.
Right.
There you
And he was one of the first guys, just like Michael Jordan, to get a commercial photos. So,
You great.
this segment of the show, the Lucha Libre segment. What do you got?
Absolutely. So the league in 2024 ended when it comes to the daylight version of the calendar for AAA. It was a success, of course, with pretty much sold-out houses were growing for arenas out there in Mexico. First off, in Mexico City, Roberto El Patrón defended against Mexico's Yesenia Fulton and Hijo del Gigantes. Seaver ended up attacking Julio Rodana after the match, and
Take
it
it. Yeah.
that is going down with the group that you were a part of. Right now, you guys have Alberto, you got Messias and Pierrot doing their thing out there in Mexico right now.
Yeah, it's well, like I said, it's something that we started in January and we've let it marinate the whole year and it's picked up steam. We didn't cut it short. It didn't go people weren't wrestling in the United States. We didn't have to. Sometimes this is a reason you see storylines go nowhere. And people
About my money. About my business.
One of the ways you punish them is taking them off TV. But everybody's there when they wanted to be, when they needed to be. And when I was in the hospital, everybody came together and the shows came out great.
You were
adding some people to our group. Pentagon made a surprise, which lets you know he's out of AEW, surprising Juan de la Barrera. And so the feud continues, the feud continues where Latin's recruiting people. We've got our group, and that's very hot right now. And I think it's going to be hot for the first 6 to 8 months of next year.
Yeah, so Pentagon had a run-in there to kind of support Latin Lover, who was going against the heel faction of El Ojo. Can you speak about that, Pentagon?
I should have stayed at my damn session. The original, man. I was
He was coming back to say that he will be gone for a little bit, so every sign points of him signing with another company.
Yeah, well, I can't get into too details because he actually asked me not to say, but I can tell you this. So they had tacked like 3 months onto his contract, and it ended maybe a week or two before the Juan de la Barrera show. So he was able to go there, make an appearance, and I think after that he'll be signing elsewhere.
Okay, perfect. So it was, I'll say this, WWE or whichever company he goes to should 100% steal the idea that AAA used of the countdown that went from 10 all the way to 0.
Right, and then he came out. That was great. That was great, and I would love for him, and he actually told me he'd love, I would love to see him in the Royal Rumble.
Sick of that shit.
I mean, I would go back to watching WWE. Heck, I'll watch the Royal Rumble just because Penta might be back.
You have not seen the Bloodline storyline?
No, sir.
Harry, get the condensed version. It's some of the best TV ever in WWE
Chopper's in
history.
position, charges are checked, and facial recs primed. When you're
It isn't as good
ready,
as
let's get
the
to work.
Death Riders storyline or, the Mina Shirokora, Mary May or whatever storyline, but yeah, but right.
I was watching AEW on Wednesday when my girlfriend got home from work. I was falling asleep during the show, and I love AEW. I'm an AEW fan, so it's getting tougher and tougher every time. But I hopefully they find something, and on World's End we get something that gets our attention.
It's funny because Conrad's a big fan of theirs, and he's going to be doing the StarCast, right?
So he said something like, well, we'll just see the next good idea that.
Let's see if I can get people in
and I go, what was
from
the
here.
last good idea they had? He goes, aren't we here to talk college football?
Right. That's something. Conan, I think it's the first time I've ever seen a dog trying to get into its kennel right there. Right?
No, he's biting the latch.
Oh,
The only way he will go in is if I throw food in there. He ain't going into his cage no matter what. Yeah.
Looks like he's trying to actually commit violence against the cage, so you can't live in the cage anymore, right?
Yeah, he's biting some latch that's down there.
Can you talk about Phoenix's tweets and what he was mentioned, what the mystery of the Phoenix tweets was?
Whether he was being traded into me?
Yes.
Pavel, comms check.
I needed a doctor, and you didn't respond.
Okay, I didn't.
I can get over there to see it. Decide throwing it alone.
But yeah, I was something around those lines where he said, you know what, I'm not going to be talking about anything anymore because it's an ongoing situation. I have my chance to speak the truth. And he actually deleted that post as well, the doctor one.
Okay, well, let me explain this. So Brian Alvarez had an explanation point the other day, right? So the WWE, okay, if you get hurt, right, they send you to their doctor, okay, you go to the doctor. They take you to so it's like, if you get hurt,
Venom tip. You have no platform. Venom tip.
For people that think that's weird, right, anybody that has health insurance, you have a network of specific doctors you go to. They're like a
can't go to the one you
right. So they're like basically covering you under their health insurance. You gotta go to them, right?
Even if you have Medicare or Medi-Cal, they have the doctor. They only go to doctors that accept Medicare and Medi-Cal.
Right. So if you get hurt at AEW, okay,
ho, ho.
you need to
Hey,
get
Angie.
you need to get taken care of. You need to pay for it, but then they will reimburse you. That's the way they are. Okay? People are
Something that came out with the CM Punk situation, he was the one that revealed that information.
Because even AAA, if you get hurt, they have
The security detail is on site. Their status is expendable. If
It
they
doesn't sound
recover
like
Pavel,
AEW has health insurance, but they will just reimburse you for the business. So you're talking about a guy that has limited English. And like, how do you go through that process with the American health network?
You got
Maybe he was just, Phoenix was just confused about things.
I'm sure he has people that speak English that can help him, but what is the tweet that he put out, Harry?
Yeah, so I just found it right here.
Oh, there's the group
I
talk.
already deleted, but somebody had a screenshot. It said,
So you know in a minute.
I needed a doctor and you ignored me for a month. That's what he posted up.
Well, if you're supposed to get your own doctor for day one,
Maybe that's the issue, it's the communication barrier.
or maybe he didn't know and they had to get him a doctor.
Right.
And Disco, something that we got to mention too is like out of the two Lucha brothers, Phoenix is the one that is more advanced in his English compared to Penta.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I would guess that Phoenix would be more would understand more what was being told to him. And heck, you got more people in that locker room that are bilingual that can help you out. So it's just, Conan, I don't know if you have any more insight on that situation.
Well, Pentagon's a very private person, so he wasn't making comments because he didn't want give Tony a reason to have more time, right? So he did his time. Tony didn't mess with him anymore, and I'm positive that he told Phoenix, "Quit putting shit out there, piss this guy off. He's gonna attack one time on." I guarantee you that happened without him telling me.
Yeah, that's a good assumption to make right there, a prediction. Well, wishing the best to Phoenix, Penta. Hopefully they get to continue their careers elsewhere. And yes, I know that there's people saying it's like they're getting paid. It's like, yeah, but they don't only want to be at home or doing autograph signings.
But not at that age. When
Or
you
they
can
want to be
wrestle.
yeah, they want to be putting their art in the ring. So Penta, that's what we were talking about. He went back to AAA, but it looked more like a farewell than an actually coming back to AAA. And it was a good close to the Originals tour, in my opinion, because Penta is one of the AAA originals, or not originals, but somebody that came out of AAA that has been one of the most popular wrestlers in the world the last 8 years, 9 years, and that he went back to AAA for that. I thought it was a good close. In that same show, Laredo Kid defeated Matt Riddle to become the Cruiserweight champion, finishing his 113-day reign, where this was barely his third defense, but obviously it's more difficult booking foreigners that don't live in Mexico in a constant manner, and that I'm pretty sure Riddle was also a more expensive talent.
Unlike before, when we took a chance on giving a lot of belts to the foreigners and they didn't show up, or Tony would take them off the show or whatever, you know, we decided to bring all the titles in home. The only ones that we don't have is the tag team titles, but other than that, all the titles are Mexican wrestlers.
And something that I love that you talked about in recent weeks, Laredo Kid, you were mentioning that he has helped you guys out in some booking situations backstage as well. How good of an agency, how good
He's
of a
a great agent.
in that case?
He's a great agent because he's learned a lot from Impact. You know, one thing about Impact, they usually have good agents, right? So he's learned from them, and you know, some of the stuff that he learned from me, and he's applied it excellently.
Yeah, I met him a couple of times out here in Vegas after some of the Impact things. Went out to dinner with Ruben and him, and great dude, wishing him the best. It's great that also, like, he had a big injury scare this past year, so it's good that he's back
in the last 2 years, yeah.
In Monterrey, the following night, LA Park, he wrestled out there for you in the final show for the Orígenes tour. Cibernético, LA Park, and Octagon Jr. defeated El Mesías, El Patrón, and Pierrot, which was a match that the fans went back home happy. And obviously, with LA Park being a guy that we know the way that he gets booked, he's happy whenever he gets the win. So that was big in his backyard out there in Monterrey.
I think they thought they could have, Pentagon was supposed to go to Juan de la Barrera, but he couldn't wrestle. I think they thought originally he'd be able to wrestle Monterrey.
You've got
and they saw
NVGs in
he
your pack,
couldn't,
put them on
then,
and find the
you know,
maintenance
this
hatch.
is a business,
That will drop
right?
you into Trotman's
And
penthouse.
bigger in Monterey than LA Park, because for those that don't know, he was born in Monclova, which is like 45 minutes or an hour away, and he basically started his career in Monterey.
Yeah, him and his dad had their arena, perhaps their arena out there in Monclova, but he's out there in Monterrey doing his thing. Like, he's a legend, man. He's not doing great health-wise, but whenever that music hits, he just goes out there and puts on a show for the fans. In that same show, something that I think is very interesting, Hijo del Vikingo, he was a part of the defeat against the Tokyo Bad Boys, Disco's favorite group in Mexico. Kento Nobusan is my favorite group in Mexico. The Tokyo Bad Boys. What is that, Conan?
Yeah, 3 Japanese guys that can straight go. They're young guys, yeah.
Yeah. Kento Nobusan and Takuma. We'll keep saying their names because they're spectacular. But Hijo del Vikingo is part of the losing group with Tony El Bendito and Emperador Azteca. Conan, it's not often that we get to see Hijo del Vikingo on the losing side.
Well, you got to remember a couple of things. This is a group that I basically, I don't know if you could say discovered 2 years ago. And I kept telling Dorian, bro, these guys are good, these guys, but they would always leave to Japan to do some dates with Dragon Gate. Because Dragon Gate was threatening them because they were wrestling in Mexico. Make a long story short, they wrestled in Glee. Glee?
Try to get away from the enemy before you detonate, or you might blow your goggles or your phone. Glee, and then you would correctly Glee.
So they had Glee, Warriors was there as like a, you know, honored guest or whatever. You're right, they are great. But you got to remember, Vikingo's not the one that took the loss. Only El Bendito or whatever his name is.
Only El Bendito. Yeah, but he was still on the loser side, which I thought was interesting.
So he could do the job. And I think the other guy was Emperador Azteca, who also is a AAA guy. So they can do the job, and we can still, you know, protect Vikingo.
And in the final match, I would like to mention about this 2-date tour for AAA to close out the Orígenes. La Hiedra and Mr. Iguana defeated Crazy Stephen Havoc for the AAA Tag Team Championships, just to reinforce what you were talking about. Stephen Havoc?
From TNA.
So they got a Crazy Stephen Havoc?
The Crazy Steve used to be in Decay with Abyss and Rosemary.
Interesting. Yeah, so they had the titles, but they lost to La Hiedra and Mr. Iguana.
Families in Los Santos get to see. I set up your phone to detect the frequency that should be coming from the entry mechanism. Probably made a switch. Watch for them security.
Like of all the, yeah.
Exactly. So the best part now is you finished the Orígenes tour, and now you announced AAA that the 2025 tour is called Alianza, Alliances, which I think is something that you already have alliances with companies like TNA, Blade, Chaos, Crash, South Mexico, US, Japan. I have a feeling there's something bigger coming for AAA that you named the tour this way. So it's just going to be a wait and see situation, right, Conan?
Yes.
You should have everything you
When
need to
you
get through the
skip us,
recognition
it means
systems.
that we gotta
Hack the scanner
wait
for
and
the
see. So
fingerprints.
February
Scan the
1st and
spoofed
2nd,
image on your phone for the
February
retinas.
15th in Mexico
If there's
City,
anything
those
else
are
we
the first
missed,
two dates announced
there
for
won't
that
be.
tour and TV tapings. Obviously,
What's
there's
the first one you said?
February 1st in TJ.
No, the first one is, I believe, January 17th.
TV? Perfect.
Yeah.
Already right here in my notes then. Yeah, because it was announced in the Monterrey show, I think, that they were going to go to TJ on February 1st, and then the previous day in Mexico, they announced that they were going back to Juan de la Barrera on the 15th. So there you go. 3 chances for TV tapings in Mexico. Make sure you go check it out. The Orígenes tour was great. I have a feeling that the Alianzas tour is going to be even better. Today in Mexico City, CMLL versus AEW show in Arena Mexico. You can say AEW ROH because it's Flip Gordon versus Rocky Romero for the NWA Middleweight Championship. Flip Gordon won the championship recently. This is his first defense. La Catalina versus Diana Purrazzo. Volador Jr. versus Pac. I got a feeling that match is going to be bonkers. It's going to be amazing. And Hechicero versus Claudio Castagnoli. Those are the top 4 matches in that show, which seems pretty solid. Which is going to be
Which was the first one? Which was the first one you said?
So in the top 4 matches, Flip Gordon versus Rocky Romero.
Yeah, they should all be good matches. Yeah, they should all be good matches.
And prior to those 4 matches, you got Zilsi, Sanelli, Persephone,
Right on.
and going on to Persephone. The winner's going to go to Japan for that championship match or whatever they want to call it in the New Japan AEW show. And then before that, La Jarochita and Lluvia versus Red Velvet and Viva Band, which, I mean, it's there, right? It's not going to be
I'm a
anything
big
huge.
Viva Van fan, so I just want to, because she kind of started with us in TJ.
Yeah, she's been doing a great job. And to finish off, Conan, I don't know if you would like to talk Psychosis, not Micho, but Psychosis, the one that was unmasked in Triple Mania this past year. He had his interview with Latin Lover this past week in his podcast.
This is priority.
Remember that video that also on social media of Psychosis attacking Conan before a show in Monterey?
Did you know the Bureau's DA had a pleasure yacht with priceless erotic art?
During the interview, it came out that he was doing it because he had seen some tweets from Conan and he didn't like what he was saying. And apparently they had some stuff to get from the past, so he went and attacked him. But then in the interview, it came out that somebody backstage in the locker room had been also like, kind of like, being like, hey, dude, do that. Yeah, egging him on into it, and it turned out to be Vampiro. Oh, really? So Vampiro was the wrong that
Yeah, because he told me afterwards. See, the thing for people that don't know
Put them down and get out. Finish lines in sight and the money's waiting.
I thought, really, if one of the guys had like a club with him, there was 4 guys in total. He only saw him. I'm gonna get a heart attack in 5 years. Drop it! So then he was so pissed off.
Get down!
Hugo Stinovich was interviewed. Later on,
Look, it's still
Hugo
go.
Stinovich, the like a master, he was getting drunk that satisfaction. He thought I had something to do with it. And he told Hugo, hey, tell Conan to knock down. Because this has nothing to do with my family, how my daughter's getting, and this and that. Hugo said, you know what, let's just sit down and
trash. The first thing he told me is, was very good. And then later he did tell me what to do with you guys. And it's like,
correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time that it has been said publicly that Hero was begging him nonsense, right?
Right.
So, fortunately, right now it seems like with Vampiro being a part of the Goodbye Tour, that seems that it never ends. And the rest of the world, but we'll still see him another independent company.
Maybe, it won't be with us.
I think it was announced that he's going to have 2 dates in Italy in 2025.
Well, I think that's, but I don't think that's automatic. That's like a promotion in Italy that he used to wrestle for. Roberto Will told me about it. And so that's just an easy booking that
Yeah, Vampiros has 2 matches in Italy after he had his retirement tour in Mexico that ended already. So we will get to the go on for 2 more years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he hasn't been protecting us. You've been protecting him as much as he could. But
that's very limited.
So we'll see. I'm a little bit disappointed, but not surprised that came out. But fortunately, it seems like the beef was squashed between you, Psychosis, and Vampiro. We'll see if anything else comes out of it.
Anything else?
That would be it for the Lucha Minute today.
Yeah. A little crazy because I'm back on land. And I'm missing the Hawks playing with the play at the tournament.
Let's throw that in. Bacon wings. Bacon. Bacon wings. Bacon wings.
Yeah, you can TV, right?
This Saturday night, you're going to have Atlanta Hawks playing on Saturday, the Atlanta Falcons playing on Monday, and then the Hawks potentially on Tuesday, and this going in the center.
So, Harry, if anybody wants to chop it up with you, Raiders, Lucha Libre, AEW, anything else?
USD, just hit me up at Harry Ruiz on Twitter, at Harry_Ruiz on Instagram. Most of the folks from the K100 family are always pretty cool. The YouTube people don't like me much, but
you can't please everybody, my friend. Happy holidays to you and your family, bro. Many blessings to you and your family. Thank you for taking the time to come on here. And this has been the Lucha Libre segment. Boom.
So, Conan, did you get a chance to watch AEW?
Yep.
Okay, so if they did 594,000, third consecutive week under 600,000. Up a little bit from last week. Any thoughts on that?
No, I mean, it's not. I just don't think they're putting on good TV at the moment. I mean, the only thing that compels me on this show is Darby Allin. I like kind of where the MVP thing is going when she wasn't on the show this week. And really, nothing else really interests me. I mean, even, and we'll get to the MJF thing, was underwhelming. But yeah. Anything, what catches your eye just on the show? Anything that...
Nothing. I mean, literally, nothing's really...
Not even Darby?
Not really.
You know, sales of black market art in Los Santos went up 40% in the last 7 years. Good. It's culture. Take care.
Review from ProWrestling.net. I just lost my spot. Okay, ProWrestling.net.
Where do I collect my money?
Jason Powell, our boy. We'll get his POV. So, the show starts off with Moxley, Pac, and Shakir, Will Yuta come through the crowd, and their opponent. So it's Moxley and Pac with Marina, Will Yuta against Jay White and Orange Cassidy. Okay, they showed Cage and his crew are watching with the box seats, the luxury box, right? So this match is, went up like 14 minutes, okay? It's your typical AEW match. Shafir attempted to interfere. Cassie shook it off and did punches like Yuta and Moxley. And Hangman Page just ran in and attacked Moxley. Like after 14 minutes, he decided it was time to get into it, right? So Cassidy and Pac fought. Cassidy with an orange punch on Page, who ducked, causing Cassidy to hit Jay White. And Cassidy put Page down with an orange punch, and White hit a blade running Cassidy's due to return to the ring and work them over. For some reason, an anti-immunity chant broke out. Bro, that is symptomatic of the sloppy shot that they're running right now. You're drawing fans at every show that they're chanting vulgar chants. Okay, which never.
Well, bro, you can go to any football game and hear that, so that's not a big deal for me.
Not that F-bombs.
Yes, in football games you hear that.
You do not hear F-bombs as regularly.
Do you see this team right here I'm wearing?
That's the Raiders.
That's the game against the Chargers.
Go to a Falcons school. I mean, you'll take very respectful knowledge.
Yeah, I think they're a bunch of hicks like you.
Okay, well, that's a cheap shot. I think you should call it.
Well, I won't.
Okay. So the Monsters who left and top the barricade, well, they left the baby in the ring. The gates left. That was the opposite standing.
Bro, they never get any heat.
You would think they would stand tall over them.
Especially in the Go Home show. Is it the Go Home show or no?
Yeah, I think, I don't know. That's how uninterested I am in this stuff. I don't even know. Let me give you Powell's POV of it. Like, good action with the weak finish. I thought they might actually give Cassidy a little.
Have to do some more shit.
The expected four-way after Moxley beat him a full gear. Rather, they focused on creating issues between Cassidy, White, and Page to make it feel like it will be every man for himself in the expected four-way title match. And it totally plays into Moxley's hands given that there are no disqualifications in four-way matches. So just, yeah. Are you interested in this four-way?
How long was this?
The whole thing was like 20 minutes.
Yes, too long for me, bro. Way too long. I'd lose interest after like 10 minutes. I like shorter TV matches unless it's something special. But every match is long, so it's nothing special. Right?
When you watch this, what do you watch here?
Tape delay. I record it and then I watch it back.
What do you record off of cable? Do you cable or do you have streaming?
Both.
So what do you, like literally, what do you record?
I usually record.
You know what? I'll call it quits right here. Fuck that and everything else. Episode done. Thank y'all for coming.
Too long for me, but you know, we've been watching